Hi, welcome to Wednesday. Last Wednesday of September this year. Okay, let's get started. The first one is from a Bonnie from Grovedale. Uh, Dear Marianne, my name is Bonnie. I know ghosts are real because I saw my son the day after his funeral, but I believe he went into the light. My question is, what happens to the guardian angels and guides of the earthbound spirits? Do they also stay, or have they completed their mission on earth? I have been reading all sorts of books from spirit guides to every paranormal book I can get my hands on, but no one seems to know or explain this to me. I personally think it's very important that I know this, and I'm sure others are wondering. Um, Thanks for your work, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good question. And I really don't think anybody's asked me this. No, when you decide to stay earthbound, you are on your own. Your spirit guides are not around you. Your guardian angel has gone. You didn't go into the light, but your guardian angel probably did and probably has been reassigned. So, yeah, they do not stay around. And when you go back into the light, and if you believe in reincarnation, then you'll end up with a whole new guardian angel and a whole new set of spirit guides when you come back. But no. And I realize I can't see spirits that crossed over, but I would know if there were any, somebody would tell me. So, no, they're gone. If you don't go to the light, you don't have them anymore. This one is from Paige in Oklahoma. Dear Marianne, I have two ghosts, possibly more, that reside in my house. One seems to be evil, and the other seems to change moods from time to time. The evil one keeps climbing into bed with me and putting her face against mine. She has never spoken to me she has even spoken to me in a horrible, raspy voice. Most animals will not stay in my house. They whine, run out, and cower, afraid to go back inside. I have been desperately trying to find a way to get rid of this ghost. I really need help because my adult children refuse to go into my house at night or alone. In the course of attempting this, I obtained a pair of dowsing rods, hoping to pinpoint where she hangs out at. The rods point directly toward me most of the time. Can you please help me to understand why? Also, it seems that no matter where I go, there is always a ghost which makes its presence known after a short time. Is there a way to stop the spirits from following me around? Thanks for any help that you can give me. Well, dowsing rods. I really don't have enough knowledge about those, and I thought dowsing rods found water. At least they did in the old cowboy movies. I'm not sure what dowsing rods exactly do. Um, Maybe there's a set of dowsing rods that pick up on energy from spirits. I guess that's a possibility. Again, I really don't know. And if these are pointing toward you, then maybe it's because you're a type A personality and you have so much energy that the earthbound spirits are around you. That's definitely a possibility. Uh, I think it's odd that this woman gets in bed with you, and I would definitely start smudging on a so regularly. I can't even explain to you how much I want you to smudge. And don't forget any place, because the one place you don't get is where they're going to be hiding. So I would definitely smudge, and how you can keep them away from you. And again, I really don't push the products, but you really need a Quincy charm. Because if you've got this charm on you, wear it around a necklace, pin it to your pajamas when you go to bed, it'll keep this spirit at least 3.5, 4 feet away from you. You don't need anybody being creepy in bed with you like that. Not a good thing. So I would definitely get a charm and start smudging on a really regular basis. Okay, this one is from Lynn in Chicago. Recently, my boyfriend was killed, and I truly still feel him here, and he speaks to me through songs and signs. He is earthbound, and I'm not sure if it's because of me or of his murder. But I feel like he has some unfinished business with me, or at least something he needs me to know, but I don't know what it is. Can you help? Okay, if he was murdered, oh, you say he was murdered. If the case has not been solved, that could be a reason why he is sticking around. You don't sound like you sound like you're a younger person, which means he was probably a younger person. And seriously, not knowing that his case is solved, being dead at this age, and that could be reasons why he did not cross over. I don't know. I keep watching all the Ghost Whisperer reruns all the time to learn how to communicate with him. But I just get so frustrated. Lynn, Ghost Whisperer is a TV show. That's not instrumental in teaching anybody how to communicate with a spirit. It's entertainment. You're not going to get your answer there. That's for sure. And the thing that I think is, I don't know what he wants from me. I love him a lot and cry all the time to the point where I get angry, wondering why he was taken so soon from me. You're grieving. You are grieving, and you have a bunch of unknowns here. I think what you really need to do is give me a call and leave a message from your house when you sense him or feel him, and I'll be able to tell from that if there's a spirit there, how old he is, a man or woman, and let's see if it's him. If it's him, and when I call you back and he's there, if you ask him yes and no questions, I can see him shake his head yes or no. So you might get some answers that way. And the first question that I think would be, do you know who killed you? Because you'd be surprised how many people that are murdered actually don't know who killed them. So give me a call. There's nothing I can do for you from this letter, but you need to know, grief is love with no place to go. And if you love him that much, that's why you're going to be grieving. So call and see if we can figure out, if it's him or not. This one is from Charlotte. I have an odd question. While I believe there might be a spirit in my house, I will ask that at a later time. I am wondering about the passing of individuals who are disabled. My father passed away many years ago, and 9 years prior to his passing, he had 2 strokes that left him with tunnel vision, difficulty walking, difficulty grasping objects. When he passed away, I remember people who were attempting to comfort me telling me that he would now be able to see clearly and run again. Is this true, or was he even in his spirit still crippled by strokes that had crippled him in life. And people who are autistic, when they pass on, do they still have the autism in their spirit form? I know this is probably an odd question, but it is one that has weighed in my mind since I heard it so many times after my father's passing. I hope you are able to find a moment to read this and tell me your thoughts on it. Okay, when a person dies, they have the same personality that they had when they were alive. If they were missing parts or pieces from diabetes or something like that, that's the body that is physically missing something like that. The spirit is always whole, always whole. Now, if somebody is autistic, their mind is still autistic as a spirit, along with your father having had strokes. He would still be, a little slow and talking and like that. But the great thing is, the minute they go into the light, they are 100% well. There's no physical, mental disabilities, nothing. So don't worry about them. They are fine. And you should be able to see that yourself when you dream of him. Because any spirits that have gone into the light will come in dreams. And if you'll see, he's whole, he's probably going to look younger, healthy, happy. And the same thing with the autistic guy. I'm sure he's fine also. Okay, this one is from No Name. Well, there's a name, but they don't want it to be said. From Arkansas. I live in New York, but I visit my mother and father in Arkansas over the holidays. The house is only 15 years old, but there's definitely a ghost there. My mom believes it is her father. He died in 1986. Is it possible for an earthbound ghost to haunt a house that was recently built? And is it possible for a ghost to haunt a person even though they died that long ago? It makes no difference how old the property is. A ghost, earthbound spirit can go anywhere they want. Who's going to tell them they can't? So yes, absolutely, they can, and they can hang around for 50, 60, 100 years. Last time I visited, I was sleeping on a blow-up mattress with my husband. I felt a cold sweep near my head and it felt like someone was touching my hair. My brother was sleeping in another completely different part of the house. It's a rather large house, and described the exact same experience. Recently, my mother got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. When she was looking in the bedroom from the bathroom, she saw a figure standing over her husband at their bed. They heard walking, which is directly above them. They found everyone in the house sleeping. No explanation of the noise. Could it be my grandfather, her father? If it is, why would he do this to you? Why would he scare you? I don't like to think it's relatives that do this. I mean, let's face it, we all have one that probably would do it. But under normal circumstances, I would not think that this is a relative. I would think more that this is just somebody that has wandered into the house, or if they didn't, the house was only built 15 years ago. If they didn't build the house, it could be somebody from a previous owner. You just don't know who it is. I would definitely start smudging, and keep this in mind between you and your brother and your husband and your father and your mother. I'm sure your dad knew his father-in-law. See who's had a dream of him. If he's had a dream, it is definitely not him. If he's been in anybody's dream. So I think you're I don't think it's your father. And if nobody's had a dream of him, of course, there would be a possibility that it could be him. But you absolutely can smudge if it's not and see if that doesn't make a difference. The last one is from Sandy. My autistic son, who is 8 years old, is afraid to sleep alone. The previous owner of this house is deceased, and I am sure he has visited. However, I am curious as to whether or not this could be a factor why my son does not want to be in the bed alone. If not this owner, maybe it is someone or something else. Again, Sandy, I can't tell from a letter, but I will tell you this. Anybody that has children with disabilities, there is a lot of energy in these houses. You're anxious, you're stressed out, you're sad, you're happy. And that's all energy that an earthbound spirit is absolutely sucking up on. So it does not surprise me if there would be an earthbound spirit in the house. And if it's upsetting your son, which means in the middle of the night he's going to be upsetting you, so therefore that spirit is definitely getting more energy. I do a lot of houses with autistic children, and it's pretty amazing once the house is cleared and protected how well the children do without any outside interference. So I would seriously start smudging and see if that doesn't make a huge, huge difference. Okay, a couple things. The Zoom on Friday the 2nd of October, which is this coming Friday, is filled. There are 30 people that are in, and it's a full moon. It should be pretty interesting. So we opened up another one on Friday the 16th. And that's a new moon. So we should have some interesting people in that one also. Please remember, I do not look at Facebook. I don't touch a computer. I don't do these Insta tweets or whatever the heck they're called. After I do this, or I do the one at 10 o'clock in the morning, that's on Wednesdays, that's the live YouTube thing. Or after I do this Zoom. People always send in questions to these social media things. I don't see them. I don't answer them. Sometimes if it looks like it's something that's really important, the webmaster will print it off and show it to me. I'm not ignoring you. I don't touch a computer. So you need to call or you need to write a letter with a stamp and send it to me. That's the only way I can answer your questions for you. Next week, we are definitely going to be doing fairies and sprites and fairy circles. I got enough of letters coming in for it. So we're finally going to do that next week, Wednesday. And that is it for this week. So everybody have a really good week and talk to you next Wednesday. Thank you.